Hi everyone, another early morning shoot. I am down by the sea, but a bit higher up than I have been recently. Not right down on the waves, but up on a cliff top at Cala del Charco, or Cala El Charco, depending on which version of it you prefer. And it's still pretty dark, but I have set up to do my first shot, which I'll talk you through after the intro. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you do, and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. Good morning everyone, thanks for joining me. We're now into September and it is starting to get a little bit cooler, particularly mornings. I think the temperature this morning when I left home was about 24 degrees, so definitely getting a bit better. Still pretty hot and humid during the daytime though. I've come out to Cala El Charco in Villajoyosa. There's an old watchtower on a cliff top. And it is quite a pretty view. There is unfortunately a house built right by the tower, which isn't the greatest addition to the scene, if I'm honest. But as I'm shooting sort of pretty wide angle shots from here, it doesn't provide too much of a distraction. As always with these early morning shoots, it's really difficult to create video because, well, I'm having to use a light just to illuminate my face. But I've set up a shot wide angle using kind of the spit of land that the tower sits on, sticking out into the sea with the tower on the top. And I might have to play around with a couple of versions of this composition to get it exactly right because, as I said, it's difficult to see what I'm shooting. I'm running a 4-minute exposure at the moment and we'll see what that looks like. So as it's getting a bit brighter now, I can kind of show you where I am. I'm actually on the side of a cliff. There's quite a drop off on one side. Have to be really careful coming up here in the dark. A good torch is essential, but it does provide a nice vantage point. As I said, the only problem I'm seeing with this image at the moment is in order to get the balance on the right hand side of the frame, I'm not sure that the left hand side of the frame is balancing as well as I would like. But we'll keep on having a play around and see what happens. I might even move slightly to just another vantage point a bit further back in a minute and just see if that improves things. I've moved back, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 feet from where I was standing, and I've also shifted over to a vertical orientation, favouring the sky a bit. At the moment I've got a 2-second exposure at f11 ISO 64 with a 3-stop hard edged ND Gradin because the sky is actually quite bright. Now I've checked the position of sunrise, which is due to be happening in about 10 minutes, but I'm not sure we're going to see any actual sunrise because there is cloud sitting right the way across the horizon. Unfortunately, at the moment the best of the colour is sitting to the left of the scene that I'm wanting to shoot. So so it's not ideal. I put on a 2-stop hard-edged ND Grad because the sky is quite a lot brighter than the foreground, and a 6-stop ND filter. Brought the ISO down to the low 1 setting, so that's equivalent of ISO 32, and did a 30-second exposure. The sun is coming up, but you can't really see anything. There's just like a little sort of smear of colour out there, so I don't think trying to actually capture the sunrise is particularly worthwhile. So I'm just going to keep on playing around with, you know, maybe a little bit of long exposure work and see what happens over the next few minutes. I've actually put in the reverse ND Grad because the really bright part of the sky is quite low down in the sky, and I want to try and keep a bit more detail in the top without it being too dark. I decided to do one more shot before I leave. I've come down off of the cliff tops down onto the beach looking at the other side of the tower, and there's kind of a little sort of rock pool here that's been formed by rocks being kind of wrapped around it, and if I extend the exposure time to maybe 10 seconds, that will flatten out. I can have the tower, the cliff with the tower on in the top of the frame and its reflection in the bottom of the frame. Okay, I think that's it for me for this morning. Now that the sun's out, it's really nice. It was a bit gloomy earlier on, and I'm not sure how well those earlier pictures came out, but hopefully we'd have got something worth having a look at. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, you know the routine. Likes, shares and comments are all really appreciated and really helpful. If you're new here and you've enjoyed this and you want to see more of what I get up to, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, so thank you very much. And until the next video, bye.